If you're an author, then you know just how important and hard it is to get the first few reviews in your book, especially on a place like Amazon. Luckily for people like us, there are whole apps and platforms that are built specifically to make this easier. One of them is a place called Pubby. Now, I'm not sponsored to say any of this, but I did want to come by and let you know about my experience with Pubby in their 10-day trial and what the pros and cons were and what my results were. Before we get into it, my name's Zachary. I'm the author behind the Language House book series and the man behind the Little House Publishing channel and business. I'm here to make everything about the authoring and publishing journey for you easier, so if that sounds good, please subscribe. But first, what is Pubby? Pubby is an Amazon book review service. Authors can go there to basically post their book and post bounties for their book for readers to find that take those bounties and then read their books and then, of course, post reviews on them. It is specific to ebooks, but it spans various languages and countries. So don't think that it's limited to an American or British type of book. It's open to German, Italian, Japanese, and plenty of other languages. It is a global service. I'll jump right into the pros though. The pros for me, the user experience from the very beginning to the very end, that thing was buttery smooth. From sign up, setup, and getting reviews, I had zero problems, zero hiccups. Any problems that I had, they were minor, and the responses I got were very friendly from knowledgeable customer service, and it was within an hour or two that I got a response. It was really fantastic. And on the reviews, the other pro is perfectly legitimate. I posted for 2 books. I got 2 of my books onto Pubby, a practical guide to Spanish, and then a practical guide to fluency. And both of those books, I got, between the 2 of them, I got 14 reviews, and that's just within the 10-day trial period. And I didn't even have access to the full trial. I'll get to that in one of the cons. But within that first 10 days, 14 reviews on those 2 books. And again, legitimate reviews. They weren't just ratings. I went and checked them whenever they got published and approved by Amazon. All of them had text to them, all but one, rather. And it's not like I paid for 5-star reviews. There were some 4 stars, so it's not like I got a 1 or a 2 star. Maybe that's more the quality of my book, but all jokes aside, I got good reviews, and not just rating, actual reviews. The way that I went about posting my book too, they were through Kindle Unlimited, so it's not like I was just giving away the PDF and Amazon had these questions. It went through an Amazon service, so that I may not have the verified purchase tag on those reviews, Amazon can see at least that those are in fact legitimate reviews from legitimate readers. And how do I know they're legitimate readers? I checked my KDP stats too. So I saw on the, I think it's the KENP, but where I can see how many pages are read through Kindle Unlimited, they were in fact legitimate reads. I saw the page count go up and I even got compensated, of course, based on the readers that I had through Pubby. It was fantastic. I could have opted to post my book in a couple of other ways. I could have posted it for free, had a PDF or an EPUB copy. I didn't want to do that because I wanted to make sure that I had some verification or validation through Amazon, but I also didn't want to charge for my book. I wanted to have people go through the Kindle Unlimited to have a literally and figuratively smaller buy-in, a lower bar for entry for people that may want to read my book. Those were the other options that I had available to me. As a quick aside, the purchasing option is, again, only for ebooks up to $4.99. So you can't ask people to spend $20 on your ebook. It has to be on a promo or a low enough price, but perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. Great pros though, really great pros. Again, user experience, great. Getting reviews and honest reviews, fantastic. I got 14 of them between my 2 books. That was fantastic. Totally unexpected from what I was thinking, from what I was assuming, but it overperformed for me, which is fantastic. Especially seeing as how I don't have a true dedicated fan base just yet. But enough of me blabbing. Let's get to the cons. There are not many, but I think they're pretty big. The first one is there's a lack of information, I think, frankly, is what it is whenever you're signing up. So 2 things. 1, whenever you're signing up, they will only give you the option for the annual plan, which is $240 a month. Yes, you get the 10-day trial period, but they don't tell you that there is a month. I said $240 a month. It's $240 a year, $240 for a year, $20 a month. But they don't tell you that they do in fact have a monthly subscription plan. How you go about getting to that is by subscribing under the annual model and then putting in a support ticket to get that switch. I don't know why they don't just give you the monthly option up front. I think if people could see that they would have $30 on the line instead of $240 on the line, more people would buy into it. But that, I think, is an easy enough fix. It's not a big dig at Pubby, but the other lack of information, I think was pretty egregious. I had a 10-day trial period just like anybody would, but you cannot request for more than one review. And I'm not saying one at a time. I mean, you get one single review until you take an assignment and then complete it. That took me about half of my trial period, which means that I got those 14 reviews really in 5 days. But still, I wasted half of my trial period because they didn't tell me that I needed to read and publish a review. I really wish I had known that first, because had I known that, I would have gotten a free reader account first, read a book, completed a bounty, and then upgraded to the author account, and then had the full 10-day period where I could just operate freely and with the full permissions of a regular account. I didn't have that because I didn't know that, because they didn't tell me. And it wasn't apparent until, again, I did the review and I was like, why can't I do more? And I had to do my own digging. But if you are watching this video, then now you know. Please don't make the same mistake that I did. That is one thing I think Pubby could do better. Another thing that Pubby could do better is maybe, I think, the snaps. I don't know what suggestion I would have for them on this one, but I know I don't like it. So it's not perfectly clear to me how many snaps you get for your sign up or for your sign on bonus. But whatever the monthly refresh is and your sign on bonus, I had 12,000 snaps, which if I go for maximum allowable time on the free distribution options through Pubby, I could get 12 reviews of the cheapest bounties with a maximum allowable time just super leisurely. Okay, fine. But if I wanted to go through KDP, that's an additional snap requirement. And in case they haven't mentioned it, snaps are the Pubby currency. That's what they use internally. And that requires more. If I wanted it to be in a shorter period of time, if I wanted to shorten the length of time that they had on that assignment, that requires more per day that I take off of their maximum allowable time. So the things can add up really quickly, and then it gets even more, considerably more expensive in snaps if you require purchases. So putting out these bounties can add up quickly, and 12,000 snaps doesn't really go very far, which required me to read books. I'll get to that in a moment. The only options that you have for accruing more snaps is 1, reading and publishing reviews, partaking in the system, is by entering heads down mode, so paying to not request for reviews. Maybe that works for authors that are wanting to accrue snaps and then have a larger amount whenever they go to publish. Or your third option, which I think is insane, is if you subscribe to Pubby Pro. Now, Pubby is $240 for a year if you go to the annual model. Pubby Pro gets you 20,000 snaps per month, which is, again, cheapest option. 20 reviews is all. $250 non-refundable dollars per month if you want to go through Pubby Pro. I think that's insane. I don't know who that makes sense for, especially for junior, new, independent authors. I do not know who is making that decision to go for that, but it's an option that you have. Enough on that pricing model, though. That's the gist of it, of the pricing. Buyer beware, I guess. The last thing is the selection. It's kind of as much of a con as it is a pro. If you're looking for material, it's probably going to be hard for you to find something that A, you're familiar with, but also B, that you really want to read. I didn't think the selection, whether you're looking at free, Kindle Unlimited options, or purchase required options, the selection's really limited. And where that kind of shines as a pro is if your stuff really shines and you're here on this platform, like for me, language acquisition, I couldn't find much in that regard. So maybe this is the perfect opportunity for me to put my book out there and stand out into this audience who is looking for exactly this. And perhaps that's exactly what happened, because I got 14 reviews averaging at a 4.9. So maybe that played to my benefit, but maybe it will be more of a negative for you. But those are the pros, those are the cons. That's all I really got for now on Pubby, at least it comes to my mind. If you have any other questions about Pubby, let me know in the comments. I'll see what I can find, and I'd love to help you out as much as I possibly can. That's the whole reason why I'm here doing this. I want to help you succeed, all right? So I really hope this helped. Again, questions in the comments, let me know. I'll be answering. I've been Zachary, you've been fantastic, and I'll see you in the next one.